Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast. My name is Braden, and today we are going to be looking at a preview of all of the first matches from the first season of the Co-op Pokemon League. So, starting up, we have Mac versus Percy, a game where we expect Mac to take a convincing victory due to Mac being possibly the number one team throughout the course of the regular season. So right now I'm going to put down a 4-2 victory in favor of Mac's team. So on to the next team. We have Josh versus Joe. So both teams have their strengths and their weaknesses. I think we're going to give it to Josh just a little bit, a tiny little bit, due to Greninja and Sceptile, or Braden and Briar, being on that team. Next up, we have Andy versus Briar. Briar's team expected to be a bottom tier side versus an Andy side, which is expected to be a top 3. I have to give it to Andy, and I'm going to say a pretty close one, maybe a 4-3 or a very low HP 4-2. Now, over to the final matchup, we have Tim and Brenna. Tim's side regarded as the worst side against Brenna's squad, which is regarded as one of the top 3. I have to give it to Brenna in a convincing 4-2 or even a 4-1 victory. I don't see this one being a close one at all. But remember, this is the first game of the season. Anything can happen. The shocks can come out. Maybe we have our ideas incorrectly about some of these teams, and maybe some of them will go on to have great seasons, even though we don't expect it. But let's go ahead and hop into our best players of the week, prediction-wise. I think looking at the Josh and Joe game, I either see it being Felix, Braden P, or Briar. Those 3 are going to be up there. And then going into the Andy versus Briar game, I can see Phil or Brenna really showing off in those games and making something happen. Heading over to Mac versus Percy. Don't really have a surprise for Percy's squad, at least right now, but I think a heavy performer in that game might end up being Golem or Executor, which would be Mac or Braden U. And then finally on to Tim versus Brenna. I don't really see a star performer coming out for Tim's side, but I do see either Joe A or even Isaiah putting up a good performance in that game. But our main prediction for MVP of the week will go to Brenna, I think. I think that might be the best player of the week. Well, of the match day, I should say. And then heading over to disappointments. Not really sure who's going to disappoint here. I'm looking at mainly Team Tim or even Team Percy having disappointments and just playing a little bit worse than we may have originally thought, but anything can happen on this first match day because there's just so much going on. It's the rusty players coming out. Not sure how it will actually go. Obviously, it's a prediction at the end of the day. But we're looking at this, and let's hop into some other predictions from other pundits that we have. So coming from Cody, Cody's predictions are the exact same, as well as Braden U. And also, Jimmy has the same predictions as I do. So it seems like there's a heavy favorite toward the teams that I've chosen and the teams that they've chosen. But we're excited for the whole season to get started. So for the broadcasting, tomorrow at 8 a.m., you will see the first match of the season, and then at 10 a.m., you will see the second match, which that's all still being put out. It might be Briar versus Andy. Not entirely sure. You guys will have to see what happens in tomorrow's games. But finally, make sure you come by the broadcast. It's going to be live commentaries for those matches. So come by and watch with us. Great games coming your way. And after the matches are over, there will be a review over the day that will be posted on the 5th. So good luck to all the participants and good luck to the coaches. And I'll see you guys on the tomorrow for the early morning broadcast at 8 a.m. Goodbye.